Okay, everyone. We've returned with Ruby Dawn, and we're talking about Blood on the Water. And let's start right there. Let's talk about the title track.
Okay, well, I'll start because this started off as a song that I wrote. When I say song, it was a piece of music. So I kind of wrote it at home and made a demo of it. So it was pretty much fully formed in terms of arrangement. You know, it's kind of verses, chorus, intro, all that sort of stuff. And I play guitar and bass at home quite a lot. So I made a demo of this piece of music or this song, which I sort of kind of had vague ideas about writing a vocal line or something for, and then I just kind of couldn't think of anything to put with it. So it sat around for 6 months, you know, on my hard drive or whatever. And then I sort of thought, actually, why don't I just ask Corolla if she fancies having a go at doing something with it? And she came round and did just that. I sent her a demo. I sent her the demo, and then she put a new vocal line, wrote the lyrics, Blood and Water lyrics, vocal line and everything. We made a little demo of it around here, and then took it to the band, and then re-recorded it with the band. And those, you know, Dave and Ian did all that stuff and their magic to it, and that's how it ended up where it is now. You know, so it was one of those. Really, it was one of those things that I didn't think wasn't sure if it would work with Ruby Dawn, but as soon as the guys put that stuff on it, it worked perfectly.
And
We were
with those lyrics were incredible. What was it that made this the name of the album? The lyrics, the music, the way everyone jumped on board with this song, or go ahead.
I don't know really. I don't know how it. I really. I think yeah. It was Corolla's vocal line and lyrics that just set the whole thing alight. You know. So over to you, Corolla.
Uh, yeah,
Connect to the light of life.
connect
Leave
to
the
the light
apple
of
where it
life.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, by this point, when this song came about, I already had Alice. So and Easy Feels was there. Um, can't remember what else was around. It's sort of I don't know. Like I said, words pop out from music to me because it didn't have any melody on it. It just was it was a piece of music. Yeah, Blood on Water was like the first line that jumped out at me. Don't ask me why. It just did because I was just sitting there humming along, and then just Blood on Water came out. I don't really know what the song is going to be until I finish writing it. Sort of just comes out in little bits, and it's like a puzzle, and then you put it together, and then you sort of get an idea of what the song's going to be about. And oh, because this garden was going to be on the album as well, again. So the whole theme of Eden, Earth, Garden, is pretty much what I wanted to focus on in this album. I sort of wanted everything to fit in to that concept, and it did. Um, then, well, because you got Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and that's pretty much the kind of the imagery behind Blood on Water, and that may have been into paradise. We go into temptation and we mess it up, which is what the whole story was about. Leave the apple where it is. I don't know, or that um the earth, you've got the sun is there, this is where you are, it's warm. um but I also felt that Eve has always been dissed, always been blamed for everything, and I don't think it's Eve's fault, and I think it's a joint effort, that we all together mess it up. So yeah, there's again loads of symbolism, and I don't really particularly write to a specific subject, but it's more like imagery and symbolism, and I like to leave the lyrics open to interpretation, so anyone can relate to it. It is a song of hope. It's a hope, as well. So yeah.
Does anybody remember Hope? No.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin. No.
I got you.
Stairway to Heaven live. Anyway, go ahead.
Dave.
Oh,
Dave, I said my piece.
oh well. What are we on now? Blood and Water.
We could go to another song.
You
I
want to
think-
go to Social Disaster? Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were going to add to Water.
No, sorry.
All right. Social Disaster, wonderful. And Corolla, you play all the keyboards, right?
There are Ian did some the intro is part of his program bits, but I'm playing the keyboard. Yeah, I do all the keyboards, unless we have a few little backing tracks, but I play the keyboards live. And I played keyboards on the songs. That was another jam that we did collectively as in fact, that was a jam that we did the first time we ever played with Adam. 3 songs came out of that jam because the first time we played with him, we said, these are our songs, see what you can do with them. And he did a good job. And the second time we played with him, we said, like, no songs, we'll just jam and see what happens. And actually 3 songs came out of that first jam with Adam. Social Disaster was one. Star on You from our first album, and Heaven's Angels. They were the 3 that came out from that jam.
Yeah,
Was
so,
a really good
Social
jam.
Disaster, I think we actually played live as long ago as last February, I think, in an early form.
It should have fit, it almost fit onto Beyond Tomorrow, but we'd already finished Beyond Tomorrow. So it was like we started Blood on Water with Social Disaster. That was one of the first songs that was done.
All right. Easy Feels. Feels. No, it is Feels.
Eels.
Yeah, sorry.
Easy Meals.
That came from a jam. That was Easy Feels and Alice came from the same day. They were both jams that we'd done, and they were the ones I went off and wrote afterwards, I think, while I was in America or when I came back from the summer. Easy Feels is a really powerful song. It's wow, yeah, it is. It's a strong song. I don't want to put ideas into people's minds. I've got my own imagery of when I sing about that one, but it's kind of pretty obvious what it's about, like just be nice, I suppose, because it's easy to, it's easy to feel something, and yeah, we should feel more.
We've only played this one live once.
Yeah.
We did like a sort of semi-acoustic gig down in
Yeah.
Farnham, a little town in Farnham, which is not far from here, really. But so we've only done it live once, but I think we should do it more because I really like it. It's one of my favourites on the album.
How was it received?
It went down really well, actually. It was a funny little gig. It was in a really small, like a pottery sort of place, and so we were mainly playing with acoustic players, people who were just acoustic guitar and vocals, and we sort of turned up keyboards, guitar, and a very minimal kit, drum kit, and played. Ian was away at the time, so we played as a 3-piece, and we did 2 or 3 numbers from Beyond Tomorrow, I think, and then we did this one, and it's actually on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, and it's literally just the 3 of us playing this lovely song, and the audience really liked it. And the audience were right close. We were like sort of in a little huddle together. It was a really nice gig. Really enjoyed it. Different from what we normally do, because normally we're pretty full on and loud. So it was nice. It was a good evening. We should do that again.
Yeah.
We should.
I played Easy Feels as a solo, and I was involved in International Women's Day and another poetry women's event that I played it in both of those events. And Easy Feels, even just solo or as we did as a trio, because we've never done it live as a band, but in any way, in any configuration, it's a powerful song, and it goes down well, and it is. Yeah, people notice. It makes their hair stand on end.
Song.
You definitely want that. Yeah.
Doesn't do that for Ian for obvious reasons, but for us it does. Sorry, Ian.
You can have arm hair.
I think he's got.
All right. Chronicles of a Celestial Soul. Pretty
Oh God.
deep deep one there.
Mm.
Dave, I think you can
Where's
start.
justice? Where's heart?
Well,
Things
that
that really are missing in this world. But go
yeah,
ahead and talk about that one. Another great song. But go ahead.
it is. This one actually came from a piece of Ian's, which he just put a track together in the studio, and sent us a selection of things, and that one appeared to appeal to Carola, and she was inspired to write the song around it. So yeah, it's another good one to play live. It's probably our most prog song, I'd say.
Mhm.
Certainly on this album. But yeah, it's a lovely one to play because it's full of slightly different aspects for us. Really, it's a bit of a departure. But lyrically, Carola will be able to tell you more about it.
Yeah, Chronicles of a Celestial Soul. Ian gave me a piece of music. It was similar to Blood and Water that Adam gave me. It was a complete piece of music, and I wrote the melody and the lyrics over it. And then I went to Ian's studio and recorded it. Um, I had no idea. No, actually, when I wrote it, I knew this one was a masterpiece. I just could not get the chorus out of my head. I was humming that song for weeks and it was burning in my head. And I had to say to Ian, I must record it. And then, I knew it was a good song when we wrote it, and it just became better and better and better when everyone got involved with it. Ian Kurtz, and the song, often lyrics have a life of their own. I just start writing them and then they kind of just take off. But I would say probably a lot of what inspired that song was a lot of things that I'm going through in my own life. So I reference to a lot of different things that's going on, but also in what I see in the world around me. When I say I crawl the ground, I mean, that can mean that's so symbolic. I mean, it could be, well, I'm not going to go into all the imagery there, but it's very, very profound song, I think. And it just kind of came out, yeah.
All right, Maker of Me.
That's an old song that came from it's a very, very old song, in fact. I wrote that as part of my Story of Valerie was a cassette of my music that was found. And I was doing this kind of music many, many years ago in San Francisco, and I would just record improvisations and things like that. Maker of Me is an old song, and it was kicking around. I mean, I hadn't played it for years and years and years and years. And it was buried completely. Maker of Me, Nothing Left to Say, and This Garden, all three of those were kind of buried. And when Dave was away on a holiday and we had some time, I went round to Ian's house and we were looking for new material. And I said, well, let's just try some of this old stuff. You never know, it might work on the album. And the same as with Arms of Love, he just recorded me playing it on the piano, hooked it up to MIDI, and then sort of developed the song from there. And amazing that these songs are years old. I mean, we're talking about, 1991, and been dormant for so long. That's just, for me, it's incredible that they've actually appearing on this album
Breathe
for the first time
life
ever.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's also a great contrast to the rest of the album. Maker of Me, Nothing Left to Say. They're a lot more stripped down in a way, really, a lot less full on. It's good to have that light and shade on an album, I always find.
All right. And then you come back to the Alice and Run Rabbit, the Alice in Wonderland motif. But go ahead.
Run Rabbit. That was musically, that's a nice tune to have on the record because it's in a slightly different time signature. It's like in a 6/8 sort of feel, so it's almost bluesy, which is I don't know. It's about as near that Ruby Dawn gets to being a little bit bluesy, a little bit almost folky as well in places.
People have picked up on that actually.
Yeah.
Reviewers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I mentioned that.
So yeah, it's slightly different kind of. So it works well, particularly after you've had the onslaught of Chronicles, and then you've got a kind of smooth, really kind of cool thing with Maker of Me, and then off we go in another direction. But I really like Rabbit. It's a good song in the car. You can sing along. It's
Yeah.
maybe it's the closest we get to a bit of a sing along song as well. Maybe I don't know. What do you think?
I'd say they're all earworms for sure. Each and every one. And you can definitely, yeah. It's going to be an anthem, I think.
Yeah.
We hope it
Red
will.
Rabbit is an incredible song, and that's that one I used to play on the guitar, and it's just a repetitive riff that goes round and round. And no matter how many times you play this riff round and round, there are so many interweaving melodies that can come up, and you can have it's like round robin, you just like the song just goes round and round and round. And I love the groove of it. And again, this was another one that was quite dormant, this song. I didn't play for it for a long time. I am just completely overjoyed at how incredible this one has come out. It's again a really, really powerful song. It fit in with everything, with this garden, with Alice, with Blood on Water. Every concept sort of intertwined in this. It is again a profound song. It can be anything. It's a relationship, like one in the relationship is doing really well and the other one isn't. And it's sort of this yin and yang and up and down. And it just goes through so many different things, and it can be interpreted in so many different ways. I absolutely love the song. And again, yeah, it's a very, very powerful song. I find myself just wanting to dance and jump around with it.
Yeah.
Good on stage.
For us drummers, for drumming, I don't know about other drummers, but I love playing in 6/8. You feel, it's good for the soul, So I really like. Rabbit's another one of my faves, anyway.
Nothing left to say. Let's talk about that one. And
briefly, just because that came from, I mentioned it already. Again, that was an old song that I just played on piano to Ian, and he developed it from there. It was a bit of a hit and miss if this one was going to make it to the album. I wasn't sure. We went back and forth on it, but it's getting. Some people really like it. Some people are saying, "Wow, that's a great song." I took a risk by putting it on there, I think. And again, it was a buried song that these guys have breathed amazing life into it. I think it works on the album, and I think it does have a place.
all right, let's talk about the closer, because the closer is awesome. Well, they all are, but the closer really puts everything back together and leaves you wanting more.
It's a sad ending. It's a bit of a sad ending, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that? I don't know.
Say it again.
Well, the last line is, "It doesn't have to be so," and therefore that is actually a hopeful ending, because that is a message saying, well, you actually do have a choice.
Yeah, there's a chink of hope at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the piano outro at the end. The way the album finishes at the very end with a very eerie, almost quasi-European sort of piano thing going on at the end.
It's sort of, to my ears, it's sort of a Twin Peaks kind of sound. It's a lovely way to sort of trail off the album. But I think originally, in one of the proposed track orders, I think that was the first song, wasn't it?
I originally wanted to start the album with that song because I thought, okay, it's a concept album. We're going to present this garden, and then we will talk about Alice in the garden and Rabbit in the garden and everybody else who's in the garden. And I just thought it was really the right thing to do, was to start with the song, with this garden. But then Juliet came out, and Juliet just knocked the socks out of everyone. And Yeah, it drove me crazy trying to put the set order in a different way to have Juliet first, and then it was what's going to end. And I kept changing the track orders so many times, even after Ian had sent it off. I
Mhm.
lost my mind for a few moments, and I was like, "No, it's wrong." But he overruled me, and he says, "Nope, I'm not changing it. It's staying as this way." And I think
I think this garden was the one that caused the most emails back and forth. Actually,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Out of all the songs, that was the one that we not argued about the most, or you guys did anyway. But yeah, it certainly took a while before everyone was happy on that one. I think, didn't it?
I sort of kept out of it to an extent.
It's sitting on
Yeah.
the fence with you all day.
Well,
But
Yeah.
I think for me, what sold it off in the end was that I did that vocalized lyric, vocalless lyric over the instrumental part, and that to me nailed it. That's what was missing, and I needed that, and I struggled to come up with the right part there, and I and ahed a lot. But once I got that, and then the ending, then the song worked for me.
Mm.
It
yeah,
was a
definitely,
last minute save.
definitely works as the last song for me. For me, anyway, it works so well as the last song of
Yeah.
the album.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Mm.
All right. So that's this album. Now I know this just released a couple days ago, so it's crazy to even think about a new album. But are you working on a new album?
Well, mm,
I think it's going to be
Surprise!
amazing. Yeah, I think we will be working. I'm more. Ian's already sent me a track of his that has a real massive attack groove, techno groove to it. And the another song that we jammed on has a real gospel blues to it. So I suspect the next album's going to be rock gospel techno groove style.
Wow,
Well,
sounds
we
good.
will continue to jam as well. I think
Yeah,
we're probably planning to jam, well, in the next few weeks, months, I
yeah,
guess. Yeah,
yeah,
the jams invariably yield something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you've
something
created a
seems to
lot of.
trigger something in Corolla's writer's brain. You know, something triggers and then magic happens, sort of thing. So yeah, watch this space.
But yeah, it sounds like these jams have created a lot of these
Yeah.
songs. So keep,
yeah.
jamming. Yeah, absolutely. Um,
Mm.
so uh, probably you're in early stages, and you're going to concentrate next year on going out touring this one and building a following between the two albums.
Mm.
Is the next one maybe another concept, or you're thinking mostly collection of songs, or too early to tell?
Too early to tell, I would say. But I think it's I write pretty much influenced by, current events, and I guess the next album will reflect which way we go
Mm.
as the humanity. We'll see.
In
Depends
this
what happens in
crazy
the
world.
Bible.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, who knows what will happen on that one? I've got a few ideas as well, but I need to record them. So once I've recorded,
Yeah, yeah.
throw them over and see what comes of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
see what we can cook up.
All right.
Mm.
Well,
American
let's.
tour, hopefully. We could come to America. That would be good. Mm.
Well, yeah, that would be nice. We'd love to have you over here. Hopefully,
Mm.
one of those festivals you're hiding might be one over here. Let's
Mm.
hope.
I wish no, it's not international. We need to sort Brexit out before we can kind of do
Oh
international
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Mm.
That's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
That whole Brexit
Oh,
situation.
God. Don't even go there. Yeah. There you go. Mm.
But yeah, I think the big thing is we're going to concentrate on promoting the album and gigging material and just enjoying what we've got, because I think we've got something really quite special, and I think we've got a lot of potential to do amazing stuff, and just want to just like chill and do that.
Well, hopefully you guys will be at the award ceremony this year with Prague. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are going to be there for the second annual holiday festival we're going to have here on Progressive Rock Central and the Noble Shire of Progressive Rock, right?
Yeah, I think that's the 1st of December, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And thank you for mentioning that. I will start advertising it not too far in the future, but a lot of people are still, hang in there, Mark. Let's get through Thanksgiving first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Right now, about 24 responses positive, and that includes some 4 and 5 member bands. So we're hoping to have about 100 people. And yeah, the last one, I can't even remember, it was like 20, maybe 30. So this one will probably eclipse it, but we'll see what happens. But if everyone shows up, but that should be fun. So stay tuned for that. And these guys will be back. We'll talk a little bit about what's happened since. But before we do that, I always ask the final question, and that is anything else that I missed or anything you guys want to talk about that we haven't?
Ah,
Dave,
Oh, I can't think of anything. Corolla,
Adam.
Adam.
I'll tell you what. You're being a prog fan. You must love Yes, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see.
Well, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to a little jazz trio gig in a small village near where I live, and Bill Bruford's going to be on drums. He started playing again, so there you
Oh,
go.
wow. Excellent.
And I've never met Bill Bruford before, so I'm looking forward. I mean, I love his stuff, and I loved all, So there you go, bit of prog thing there. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that.
I've met Alan many times. He used to live down near Seattle, Alan White, and
Right. Cool. Yeah.
he's passed on, but wonderful guy. I mean, the guy just you give you the shirt off his back, and nothing bad to say about him. He was just, and his solo albums were just as good. And again, very sad to see him go. He was very instrumental. He participated in our pro football team, the Seattle Seahawks. He had a
Oh, yeah. Cool.
drum group with them, and he also he lived out near where I used to live down in Issaquah, and every summer there's a big festival there, and he would always show up and play Yes music. And I've
Yeah.
actually met John. I've met Chris before he passed away, and
Yeah.
goodness, why can't I remember his name?
Mm.
The other guitarist,
Oh, Steve Howe?
Steve, obviously. I met them. I met him when, yes, but also when he was playing with Steve Hackett in GTR, and fantastic guy. I mean, again, all of these guys were just down to earth. You imagine these people as heroes that you'll never meet, and if you ever do, they're never going to talk to you. And no, absolutely the opposite. Just I remember just from John's show, saw him down in Orlando. I was on a solo gig actually, and the room wasn't full, but rather than get upset about it, he goes, "Okay, everybody come down here. We're going to make this more personal." And everyone was almost like front row with him. He just a wonderful guy. Which he was still in the band. I do miss John, but he's got his own thing going too. So yeah.
There you go. There you go. So that's cool. Yeah. So that's the only proggy thing I could think to talk about at the moment. But yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else got any good anecdotes about all that stuff?
Oh, not off the top of my head.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go anyway because my daughter's battery on her iPad is now getting critical.
All right. Yeah. All right. So again, thank you, Ruby Don, for this wonderful time you've spent with us. We'll be back in the not too distant future to talk to them. And as you can hear, they already have something underway for the near future. They're working on more music, as most every band is, but go out and get Blood on the Water. It is a fantastic album. It will surprise you. Just I thought there weren't any surprises left after that first album. Wrong. There's lots of surprises on this new one. It really is fantastic. So please get out there and get that out. Get that album. All right. I want to just stay with me for a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. No one else has anything else?
No.
Oh.
All right. All right. Hold on. I'm going to stop that.